Good, good. So my name is Jen Nelson. I'm a senior project manager with Configero. I am based here in Chicago. I've been using Salesforce for about 6 years now. Started out as a customer, started to do a new development project and was introduced to Configero as a partner. And when my executives told me they just couldn't spend the money and couldn't I just figure out the development myself, I went over to work for Configero. It was a little bit easier. So that's how I found them. Done over about 200 Salesforce implementations now, and have multiple projects, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, working on a couple of global deployments as well. So a lot of diverse information. So, go ahead. So, what we're going to tackle today, can everybody hear me okay? A little bit louder? Wow. I've never been told that before. Okay. So, we're going to talk about adoption strategies. Adoption a challenge for anybody today? Yeah? Okay. So, we're going to talk about identifying what your adoption objectives are. Talk about some actual strategies to achieve that adoption, and then also some monitoring tools. So once you get your adoption to a level that's starting to look up and be promising, how can you monitor that, keep it going as you continue to grow your business?
And before we go in, can I we'll just do a quick kind of survey of the crowd. How many folks are here are strictly business users of Salesforce, either in sales, customer service, or some type from a business perspective, not from a technology perspective, just use it for business? And then how about our system admins? Who's the system admin group? And then do we have any developers in the room who actually develop on Force.com? Is there any system admins who are interested in doing development and want more information or would like to do that? Is that a need or a skill set you're trying to develop? Okay, thanks.
Good mix.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, I'll stay there. Well, no, do the first one.
All right.
Okay, so what I wanted to make sure everybody had an understanding of when we start this session today, for those of you that are note takers, put your notes down. Just pay attention up here. We're going to go ahead and distribute an electronic version of the PowerPoint to everybody, so you'll have it. We've got some animations in here to keep it a little more lively today. I'll take the animations out before you get the electronic version. But the electronic version also has a lot of hyperlinks to a lot of the tools that we talk about so that you'll be able to get to those quickly as well. Okay? So your role as leaders, facilitators, and advocates of Salesforce in your org, there are multiple things that you can do to ensure user adoption and ensure usability in the system and ensure happiness within the user community. And this grand opening sign is to represent things that are being deployed in your org by other system administrators, by consultants, by people that's not you, right? So how many of you are the only system administrator in your org? Couple? How many of you have co-system administrators that are in other locations? How many of you have co-system administrators that are in other countries? No? Okay, good. So, but you have to do some coordination, right? And so nothing can impact you more than if one of your co-system administrators suddenly deploys a new package, deploys a new trigger without having an understanding of how that affects your business, right? The next thing we want to keep abreast of is we want to keep abreast of the release notes in Salesforce, as well as the AppExchange newsletter. So AppExchange weekly sends out a newsletter of new apps. The goal is not to go and install all of the apps that are on the AppExchange newsletter, but to read through them and get a feeling for what new apps might solve issues in your business. There was an app we saw this week that just came out that handles renewal management. and it handles automated renewals of opportunities, assets, entitlements, service contracts, all at one shop. So that's a big thing for those Service Cloud users, right? Next thing that we want to keep aware of is we want to make sure that data quality is high within our systems, right? Because what we don't want to happen is to have our users becoming frustrated with Salesforce, blaming Salesforce, the configuration, the development, when the problem is really data, right? So we want to make sure we stay on top of data quality. We want to make sure that we maintain executive level visibility of all of the benefits that Salesforce is bringing to our org, right? Most of our orgs, our executives, what are they seeing? The bill, right? Maybe they see a couple of reports, right? But we want them to have an understanding of how this is making our sales engine, our funnel faster, right? We want them to understand how our marketing efforts are really turning into viable opportunities and how our customer service organization is able to improve their customer satisfaction by the tools that we've given them in Salesforce. I would very much like to see everybody active in the answers and the ideas community. These two communities really have a lot of value. There's a lot of knowledge out there that exists outside of the help files, right? And it's all about us helping each other. So we're trying to figure out how to handle some special campaign issue or some special opportunity issue, and we can really collaborate on that knowledge. Plus, in the ideas community, you have the ability to vote. So those things that impact you, right? Things like not being able to report on approval history, big issue, right? Not being able to get field history on master detail relationships. These are things that kill all of us. So if we get out there and we vote, we have a greater opportunity for Salesforce to improve those features for us. And of course, I came kicking and screaming to this last one, but now I believe, right? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, how many are active in the Salesforce discussions, communities, on any of these channels? Good. And again, a lot of user knowledge, right? You go into LinkedIn and you expect that all these Salesforce user groups on LinkedIn are just job postings. But there's a lot of community support there as well about how would you handle this situation? What is the best practice, right? So these are all good tools. Good tools. All right. So as I mentioned, for those, when we distribute the electronic version, this is the detailed, wordy side of all the pictures I just showed you. Does anybody have any thoughts before we go to the next questions?